How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to be talking about the referee in the Sheffield United and West Ham game. We're going to be talking about Toney and a little controversy. And the last piece of news involves Liverpool because it was a very comfortable afternoon at Bournemouth.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, like I said, it's Monday morning. We are back for another week. And there's been some interesting games in the Premier League over the course of the weekend. Now, the first place I'm going to start is Sheffield United against West Ham. Now, a game that looked like it was going to be completed without any controversy right until the end, and then it was absolute madness. There was a 10-minute spell where it looked like the referee had just lost complete and utter control, and he decided to go on a madness. And that's the only way that I can actually describe it, because this game, it's like West Ham, they didn't play the greatest, and Sheffield United, they're fighting for their lives. But what happens is it all starts with a sending off for Sheffield United. And it's one of those ones. He's not high. And when you look at it at real time, it's crazy. He's flown in. It's very similar to the Kai Havertz one, shall we say, against Newcastle a while back. And it's down to interpretation. The referee, VAR, whatnot, have interpreted that it's a red card. They've changed it from a yellow. It is what it is. Seconds later, West Ham then get a red card, and it's a second yellow, and it's very soft in my opinion, and it kind of just evens it up. And then it gets even funnier and more crazy. But Sheffield United, who at this point are 2-1 down, they win a penalty. And when I look at it, I'm like, it's actually a foul on the goalkeeper. He's actually been elbowed in the mouth. And since the game, there's actually been pictures emerge of like his face. And like, how on earth the referee has decided that that's a penalty? It's not a foul on the keeper. We've seen a lot lately where, you know, goalkeepers come out and absolutely clatter players, and they've been getting away with it. The most notable one was probably the Onana one right at the start of the season against Wolves. But this was not one of those, and it was so soft, and he's given the penalty. And, you know, West Ham have had to actually make the change in goal. So Fabianski comes into goal to face the penalty. They score. And you think, okay, that's got to be the end of the drama. But it's not. Because West Ham go down the other end. And then Jared Bowen gets pulled down. And the referee gives a free kick to Sheffield United. And I've watched this so many times from so many different angles. And it's a penalty to West Ham. The Sheffield United player is not even looking at the ball. It's a rugby tackle. It's absolutely insane. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, how on earth has the referee got all of this technology and help around him, and yet they still get it so wrong? And this is the issue with referees and VAR. It's the inconsistency. You see one thing one week, and then you see an identical incident the week after, and there's two completely different decisions for the both. There's no consistency. None whatsoever. And this is what I'm saying. When you look at the penalty that was awarded to Sheffield United, it's going to be because they say that the goalkeeper clatters the player and it's a foul. Well, there's so many incidents of late where this has happened and no foul is given. I mentioned the Onana one. It's happened to Arsenal as well. So I'm like, where's the consistency? But it's like I may as well just put this on repeat because I'm always saying it. The only consistency with the referees is that they're bad. Make that make sense. But listen, it ends in a draw. but plenty of talking points. Brentford against Nottingham Forest. Now, this was a big game because of Ivan Toney returning to action. Brentford, much needed win for them. They needed that big time. But there was some controversy in this game, and it actually involved Ivan Toney. Brentford gets awarded a free kick on the edge of the box. Now, we all know what happens. Now, referee comes over, marks where, you know, the ball's going to be placed, and then does the 10 yards and marks where the wall's going to be. Now, he's done that. Whilst the wall is being sorted out by the keeper and the Brentford players and the referee's back's turned, Ivan Toney has then moved the ball to his right-hand side, 2-3 yards, and then kind of wiped away the, you know, spray that they use and kind of marked it where the ball is. Now, nobody's noticed this. Referee, officials, you know, the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, the wall, everybody, nobody's noticed it. And it's very key because by moving it just to the right a bit, after the wall's been lined, he's actually moved it away from it. And it's smart, is one thing. I would say that it's bad that Nottingham Forest players haven't noticed it because the wall and the goalkeeper facing it and they've not clocked what's going on. The officials are bad for not noticing it. Somebody within VAR or, you know, whoever's there could have surely seen that to say this has happened. The referee, I'm not going to blame him because his back's turned. He's dealing with the wall, which is his job. He needs to rely on others around him to be able to see that kind of thing. People will say it's unsportsmanlike. Listen, it's one of those. We see throw-ins, players grabbing extra yards and things like that. And, you know, even to another extent, I've seen a free kick before that's really close to the edge of the box. And people will tell you that they want to be a little bit further away with free kicks than on the edge because it's difficult to get it up and down. And players have actually moved the ball back because it gives them a better chance of getting it up and over a wall. So that's the other extent of it. So, like I said, it's smart. But at the same time, yeah, it should have probably been ruled out because you can't move the ball from where the referee has placed it. And yeah, like I said, it's one of those. You get free kicks in the middle of the park. You see it where the referee puts the ball down. As soon as he walks off, a player will spin the ball to try and stop it there, but gain that extra 2-3 yards. We see it all the time. So it's just the fact that it's resulted in a goal that it's ended up having such a talking point. And ironically, it's Ivan Toney who actually scores from the, you know, resulting free kick. So it's an interesting one. I'm not going to make too much of it. I think it's just a bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. At the end of the day, it's very smart. Everybody else should notice it. If you don't, then it's your own fault, I think. And if it goes against you, you'll probably be a bit aggrieved. But it is what it is. I'd love to know everyone's thoughts in the comment section on that one. Arsenal, of course, we spoke about that one already in my match reaction. Very comfortable. 5-0 against Crystal Palace. 3 points in the bag. 5 goals on the goal difference. And it was just a very good afternoon all round. Bournemouth against Liverpool. This was a comfortable 4-0 win for Liverpool. Scored 3 of their goals very late in the day. Makes the scoreline look very, very, you know, nice, shall we say. But Liverpool's second half performance in general was very, very good. Bournemouth, they were decent in the first half. It was a very competitive game. Liverpool got a goal through Núñez. But like I said, it was a very competitive game, very even. But in the second half, Liverpool were the better side, deserved the win, got the 3 points, got the 4 goals. And, you know, they go and move themselves another 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Man City and Arsenal sitting those 5 points behind, second and third, goal difference only separating. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's going to be a very interesting last few months of the Premier League campaign, that's for sure. So listen, that was the games over the course of the weekend. Of course, there are no Premier League games this weekend coming up because it's FA Cup action. So Arsenal get another break. Then everybody is back in action again on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we will go into detail about those later on in the week. Of course, there's going to be some transfers happening over the next week or so because the window is nearly closing. And that's when things get a little bit more interesting. But yeah, we'll see what happens. If you're an Arsenal fan, don't hold your breath. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.